Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Raider Sports, and let me tell you, I am psyched. This is the most excited Raider Sports you are probably ever going to hear, because my Tampa Bay Lightning are going to the Stanley Cup after knocking off the Tampa Bay Islanders in 6 games with a 2-1 win in overtime last night. This is exciting. They are now finally going to the Stanley Cup, and who told you this was going to happen? This guy right here, and that guy right there. We're all here to tell you that last year's embarrassment is finally avenged, and we are going to the Stanley Cup playoffs to take on the Dallas Stars for the title. This is absolutely fantastic. Let's preview how we got here with the long and winding road through the bubble. So skipping out on the qualifying round, we have the Knights beating the Blackhawks, as well as the Avs knocking off the Coyotes, the Stars knocking off the Flames, and probably my shocker of the first round, the Canucks beating up on the defending champs, the Blues. And that's how the West was, won in the first round. Jumping to the East, and then we had Philly holding serve, Tampa holding serve, Boston holding serve, and New York pulling off the upset over the Capitals. And let me tell you, it's really something how shitty the Capitals played. That has to be the biggest disappointment, was how bad for Capitals fans. They had to sit there and watch their team just play through this entire qualifying bubble round-robin thing. And that's not what you expect from the Capitals. And the same thing can be really said about the Penguins, how it seems like we are now at the very end of this, two-man Eastern Conference wrecking ball of Crosby and Ovechkin, Capitals and Penguins winning the East all the time. I think now we're moving actually towards the other division with Tampa and Boston taking over, where Pittsburgh and the Capitals really seem to be leaving off. Then Las Vegas broke all of Canada when they defeated the Vancouver Canucks. And the best team I thought coming into this tournament was going to be the Colorado Avalanche. And they got just absolutely beaten by the Stars, who then ran roughshod in 5 against the Knights, and that's how the Stars are in the Stanley Cup. Then the Islanders knocking off the Flyers, which the upset I never really thought I saw coming. If you would have said which game was the safest, or which series was the safest, I would have said Flyers beating the Islanders. Because I didn't believe that the Islanders were there at that level yet. But turns out they were, and when they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, I really thought that was a wrap for them, and they proved to be a lot tougher than even what I gave them credit for, after getting manhandled 8-2 in Game 1 against the Bolts after the Bolts knocked off the Bruins. Then to go into Game 2 against the Bolts, and the Bolts have a terrible, terrible game. They looked horrible and still came away with the overtime win. And I'm thinking that the Islanders are getting swept here, and turns out they pushed the series all the way to 6 games played really, really well, and the Lightning really did struggle against the adjustments that the Islanders were making. So my question is, was this a Carolina-like run to the ECF where it was fluky, or is this something we're going to see from now? A constant New York Islanders in the playoffs going to the second or ECF? I'd say that could be a possibility. I'm not going to exactly give them a Stanley Cup, or I'm going to say that they're going to win the East or something like that, but I could see them being somebody who interrupts the power structure in the East every so often. Because in theory, I can see that happening, but it felt about 40% fluke, about 60% legitimate. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section, if you thought this New York Islanders run was a fluke or not. So, after the Bolts beat the Islanders and the Stars beat the Knights, we now have it, our Stanley Cup for 2020. The Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Dallas Stars. For the first time ever, it's Stars, Bolts, Dallas, Tampa, all for the Cup. So guys, now's the time to leave your predictions. Lock them in. Dallas, Tampa Bay, who you got? Let me know. Was that New York Islanders run to the Eastern Conference Finals a fluke, like the Blues Stanley Cup run or Carolina's ECF run from last year? Let me know down in the comment section. If you guys like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. And thank you guys for watching. I'm Ken Rader, and I'm signing out.